care about organizations like No Kid Hungry. They're going to give you $20,000 for your charity.
Thank you. I want to thank Aisha Curry, Jennifer Aniston. I'll see you tomorrow. Be kind to one another. Bye-bye.
Anyway.
You know, you don't need to wait on the sun to say good morning, Hawaii.
Lots of people are up before dawn, and we are too.
Join Good Morning Hawaii weekdays at 4:30 in the morning to get an early start on everything you need for your day.
On KITV4 Island News tonight, 11 and 12-year-olds from Maui back in action at the Little League World Series.
I'm Bradley Higa in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, where Maui is trying to continue its march in this year's Little League World Series. A win today gets them straight to the U.S. Championship game. A live report from Lavity Stadium.
Criminal activity covering much of Hawaii Island today. One man, at least 7 different crime scenes, 20 cops, gunshots, a carjacking, and a barricade situation.
I've been on the waiting list since 1984.
What to do? Arguments heard in Hawaii Supreme Court today about the forever long wait list for Hawaiian homes. With school set to start next Monday, it's move-in day at the University of Hawaii.
I'm pretty excited.
Now, from Honolulu, for all of Hawaii, this is KITV4 Island News.
A big game today for Central East Maui in the Little League World Series. Good evening. I'm Moanike Ella Navarro.
And I'm Tom Georgian for Brenton Awa. A lot on the line from Williamsport, Pennsylvania in that U.S. semifinal. Just watching it in-house, I was on the edge of my seat, but they pulled it out.
Exciting stuff. KITV4's Cody Krupp in the studio with us with an update. Cody.
Yeah, that's right, guys. A chance for Central East Maui to punch their ticket to the Little League World Series U.S. Championship. It's simple. A win, and they are in.
A little stress for Justin Lee for a team that hasn't given up a hit yet. And there's the first hit they've given up and a chance for a run.
But nothing simple about this game. Hawaii, though, came out firing Virginia. They had not even scored or had a hit in their first 2 games. Central East Maui put an end to that. A 2 RBI double. Shiloh, Gilliland, just like that. 5-0 lead after the first inning. Led 8-2, but a hit by pitch with the bases loaded. And this thing in the 3rd inning is all tied at 8. But Hawaii not getting down. Instead, rising back up, make it 9-8. A RBI single again from Gilliland. And then blowing this game back open in the 5th, Jaron Pasquale, a roper down the 3rd base line that's going to score 2 in Hawaii. They are moving on to the USA Championship. It's Saturday, 9:30 in the morning, right here on KITV, a final of 12-9. So we're going to hear from the winning Maui players. It is a big report coming up from a live report in Williamsport. Sports Director Brandy Higa is there, and she's going to have more right here, KITV4 Island News at 6. So for now, back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Cody. Go Maui.
Yeah.
One man is in custody tonight following a bizarre crime spree that started in Hilo and ended in Kona.
Yeah, so to piece together what happened, KITV4's Eliza Larson live for us in the newsroom tonight. Eliza, what happened there?
Well, Tom and Moani, there were tense moments spread across much of Hawaii Island as police attempted to nab an armed suspect connected to carjackings and robberies, all in about a span of 3 hours. Now, according to Hawaii police, the pursuit forced drivers off the road as officers raced to multiple crime scenes. Police officials say the suspect led officers on a chase, and along the way, he smashed into multiple vehicles. Officers responded to at least 7 different crime scenes, 4 of those involving the suspect allegedly pulling out a shotgun. Reports show everything started in Hilo around 11 this morning when a caller reported spotting an unstable man with a weapon. Police say about 45 minutes later, he allegedly robbed a gas station in South Kona. By 12:15, officers reported an AT&T store in Kona, then shot the shop's window. Down the road, a victim told police a man carjacked their vehicle by gunpoint. Police say then the suspect barricaded himself inside a home in Holualoa for about an hour before surrendering.
The person she attacked had no relevance to his situation. You'd think he would go to places where he knows or random acts of just
HPD says despite the extent of the crime spree, no major injuries were reported. The suspect has not yet been charged and remains in custody at the Kona police station. We'll bring you the very latest once that information becomes available. For now, Moani, Tom, back to you.
Thanks, Eliza. Well, switching gears now, turning to the latest chapter in a long battle over land from the Department of Hawaiian Homelands. Well, this morning, the Hawaii Supreme Court heard arguments from a lawsuit involving more than 2,000 Native Hawaiians who say the state failed in its duty to award those homesteads in a timely manner. Now, of course, this has been a complicated case that's dragged on for decades, and during that time, many people died before their names were called.
I'm already grooming my children to sit in my seat, and I'm sitting in my deceased father's seat at the moment. So 2 generations already. So is my daughter going to have to die? My son's going to have to die in this battle? So when is enough enough?
Now, the Supreme Court still needs to make a ruling on this case. That decision would deal with how the damages would actually be awarded. The plaintiffs want to see the damages based on the current market value of the land that they would have received, despite the fact that Hawaiian homesteads are leased for only $1 a year.
Live look outside tonight, fading surf, but still some big sets from time to time on the south side.
Yeah, KTV4's meteorologist Pete Caggiano tracking what's left of that south swell. A little more calm than yesterday.
Yeah, not quite as intense, but we still had some big waves this morning and still at times some decent swells rolling in, decent sets. Let's go ahead and take you outside right now, and this is the South Shore. An average wave height coming in right around 5 feet, but again, we could potentially see 5, maybe up to 8 footers. We'll keep that high surf advisory in place until 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, even though that surf is fading at times. We'll have some bigger sets, and of course that means still some strong currents out there as well. Taking a look at the high temperatures today, we tied a record again in Lihue. Elsewhere, very warm weather, 92 in Kapolei, 91 in Honolulu, and 90 degrees for this summer in central Maui is actually not that bad. That's about cooler than about 2 to 3 degrees cooler than most days have been for central Maui, but still pretty warm out there certainly. And as we head through the night, our temperatures slowly falling. We're at 85 right now. Kapolei coming in at 89 and Hilo at 84 degrees. Not much rain right now, but we'll let you know when showers could increase. Also, unfortunately, tracking some lighter winds when that happens coming up a little bit later. Tom, we'll toss it back to you.
All right, thanks, Pete. Well, we now know the name of the woman who died after her car went crashing into the water at Mariners Cove in Hawaii Kai. The medical examiner identifies her as 62-year-old Joanne Moncrief of Honolulu. Her cause of death is still unknown right now. That crash happened Tuesday afternoon. Good Samaritans who heard the car hit the water jumped in and pulled the woman from Kuapa Pond. She was taken to the hospital where she later died. And turning now to your crime watch, a man wanted for sexual assault on Kauai is arrested in California. Take a look. He's 50-year-old Jason Frescos. He had a $100,000 grand jury bench warrant after being indicted on first-degree sexual assault. Police say the incident allegedly happened while Frescos was visiting Kauai earlier this month. Kauai police reached out to the Central Marin Police Authority for help. Frescos was later found and arrested in San Anselmo on Monday.
Honolulu police arrested a 21-year-old man in connection to a brush fire in Hawaii Kai yesterday. Police say the suspect was seen with a disposable lighter in his hand when the fire started. He was arrested on second-degree arson. The brush fire started at about 11 Tuesday morning and was fully contained about an hour later. Honolulu fire officials say 4 acres burned. No injuries were reported.
And a scam alert to tell you about this evening. Honolulu police are warning people about a fake text and email that claims to be sent from HPD's training academy. They say someone reported receiving an email saying that they've been selected to replace a trainee that optioned out and to pay an $8,000 fee to the academy account. HPD says this is a scam and you should immediately delete that message if you get one. The department says they do not have an application or a training fee. Good to know. Well, new at 5, the state sealing a new time capsule at the state capitol today.
Among the items inside, a letter from former President Barack Obama and photos from major events happening statewide right now. Other items not disclosed to the public are sealed inside the 18 by 17-inch by 8-inch box. It'll be opened in 2069. State Senator Brian Taniguchi's grandson, Royson Strom, was in attendance today. He hopes to be back in 50 years when the time capsule is opened.
Very excited. I hope I can read President Obama's letter.
Can feel the excitement there. The time capsule was placed in a concrete wall in the northwest corner column of the Capitol Rotunda. The first time capsule, dedicated back in 1969, was opened this past March for the 50th anniversary of the state Capitol building.
He's so excited, and we better see him on KITV again in 2069.
Reading that President Barack Obama letter.
So cool. All right, well, we've heard vaping is becoming more and more common among teens.
Still ahead on KITV4 Island News at 5, why the CDC says lung disease, even at a young age, is raising alarms.
Ashley Home Store Hawaii, affordable everyday style and comfort, ideal for the whole family to love.
Shop the Ashley Home Store Hawaii Grand Opening Sale at all locations. Celebrate with savings up to $500 on bedrooms, living rooms, and dining rooms. Save up to $500 or get 60 months financing. Celebrate the unbeatable savings at this Grand Opening Sale at all locations. Hurry in now. Ashley Home Store Hawaii. This is home.
If your child has a common orthopedic condition, that doesn't mean you can only get common treatments. You can choose Shriners Hospitals for Children. Our world-class care is not limited to insurance networks or to what's been done before. The same doctors who innovate treatments for the most complicated orthopedic issues will help your child grow and develop properly. And we'll give your child a whole lot more than medical treatment. Shriners Hospitals for Children, the most amazing care anywhere.
I switched from Dodge.
We switched from Ford.
I switched from Ram. I switched to Chevy.
We switched to Chevy. We switched to Chevy.
For dependability.
For these guys.
And just look at it.
We switched to Chevy.
See for yourself why people are switching at the Chevy All-Star Open House.
Get 0% financing plus $2,000 cash allowance when you finance with GM Financial. Or get 20% below MSRP on all Silverado double cab pickups. See your Hawaii Chevy dealer.
Every drop of water is part of a journey. It begins as water vapor that falls to earth as rain. For the next 25 years, it's filtered through volcanic rock. At last, it arrives at its final destination.
Really? Can somebody come fix this?
When it comes to water, don't waste a drop.
From beloved family, neighbors, and friends, to celebrated musicians, honored veterans, and first responders. From the beautiful Ko'olau Mountains to Kaneohe Bay. This is a place where memories, like the views, go on forever. Hawaiian Memorial Park, Cemetery and Funeral Services.
You're watching KITV4 Island News.
Welcome back. Well, environmental groups are suing the Trump administration over changes to the Endangered Species Act.
It looks like the act is credited with saving the bald eagle and grizzly bear from extinction, but updates to the regulations change how they decide which species qualify for protections. That means the wait could be a lot longer for a species to become protected, which could add more risk to endangering animals. The groups argue that changes the purpose of the law, but Trump's Interior Secretary claims the changes were made to make the system more efficient.
Well, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention say they're now aware of 153 possible cases of severe lung disease in 16 states, possibly linked to vaping. Now, those cases were reported from June 28th to August 20th, and they primarily affect teens and young adults. The agency said it's not aware of any deaths at this time. While the CDC confirms some cases in each of those states do appear to be linked, they say more information is still needed to try and figure out what's exactly causing all those illnesses.
In Washington, President Donald Trump is standing by a new rule that would allow the government to detain migrant families indefinitely as their asylum claims are being processed. ABC's Tara Palmieri has more on the new rule.
President Trump defending a new immigration rule that would extend detention for migrant children who come through the U.S.-Mexican border.
This new rule will do even more to bring them together.
Under the long-standing Flores settlement agreement, a child can only be detained for up to 20 days. President Trump and Republicans have repeatedly claimed that the limit encourages undocumented migrants to arrive at the border with children, so detention time can be shortened.
Very much I have the children on my mind. It bothers me very greatly. People make this horrible 2,000-mile journey. One of the things that will happen when they realize the borders are closing, the wall is being built, they won't come, and many people will be saved. And many women's lives will not be destroyed and ruined.
Those migrant families have been released into the U.S. while their asylum requests go through the immigration courts. Democrats are arguing that the new rule is a cruel way to keep children in detention for longer.
This president is absolutely determined to carry out maximum cruelty with little children who are brown.
The administration has come under fire for its zero-tolerance immigration policy, which at one time separated children from their parents when they reached the border. The president added that they're looking at changing a long-standing immigration policy that grants any person born in the United States citizenship at birth. Tara Palmieri, ABC News, Washington.
Thanks, Tara. Well, at least 26 people have been arrested for mass shooting threats across the country, and that includes right here in An 18-year-old man was arrested this week at a high school on Maui after joking about shooting up the campus on Twitter. Now, this comes after the 31 people were killed in the mass shootings in El Paso, Texas and Dayton, Ohio. Many of these threats were aimed at schools or Walmart stores. A majority of the arrests were in Florida, and some of them by teens who joked about it on social media.
Toyota recalling one of its popular SUVs due to a safety concern. The car maker says certain 2019 RAV4 and RAV4 hybrids have backup cameras that can malfunction. They don't always engage when the cars are in reverse, which can lead to a crash hazard if drivers aren't checking their surroundings. Toyota is notifying owners that are impacted. The company will replace the faulty cameras at no charge. This week, 3,500 college students are moving into the dorms at the University of Hawaii at Manoa.
Yeah, summer just flew by, huh? Well, these are some of the first students to move in. This is right outside of Johnson Hall, one of several dorms on campus. Residence Hall volunteers spent the morning helping parents and students unload their cars and to check into their rooms. Some students say they're looking forward to starting class. Others a little tired from that early wake-up call.
I'm pretty excited, kind of nervous to meet my roommate for the first time.
I'm really tired. I woke up early just so that I could beat everyone else, and it's kind of nice seeing some new faces and some old faces.
And if your commute takes you around campus, you might want to expect some extra traffic. The students will be moving into the doors over the next couple days. Classes kick off on Monday.
You know what that means on the H1, all the surrounding areas, back to school traffic starting on Monday. Let's take a look at how that evening rush hour is going. Pete.
Yeah, well, you're right. We're going to be waiting for that next week. Still looking pretty congested out there, but again, we'll probably add about another 5-10 minutes to these drive times, unfortunately, next week when UH goes back into session. Right now, we'll take you out to, out to town through the west side, coming in just under 70 minutes, so just over an hour there. If you're heading into town, slow through the Middle Street Merge and really through about Ward Avenue, you just pick up near Punahou. And out to the east side, no major concerns. Moving along decently right now if you're heading through Pearl City, IAS, so not looking too bad. There into town, you're slow from Middle through Ward. You start to pick up as we head past Punahou and into parts of Kaimuki area, looking good there. We'll take you back out into the west side. No major accidents. Waikele, you see a flashing light there, but that is not slowing things down. We're looking good right now, both east and west through Waikele, and looking decent as you head out towards Cuneo Road as well. Coming up, we'll have the details on your forecast, including some lighter winds on the way. That's after the break.
Hawaii's Remarkable Women is brought to you by the Hawaiian Airlines Bank of Hawaii World Elite MasterCard.
Time offer that's opening up a world of travel. Apply for the Hawaiian Airlines Bank of Hawaii World Elite MasterCard. And if you're approved, you can earn up to 75,000 bonus Hawaiian miles after qualifying purchases. Plus, you get your first checked bag free on eligible bags and a one-time 50% off companion ticket. Earning up to 75,000 bonus miles can open doors all over the world. But the doors to this limited time offer will be closing soon. Apply at any Bank of Hawaii branch or online at boh.com/card today.
I switched from Dodge.
We switched from Ford.
I switched from Ram. I switched to Chevy.
We switched to Chevy. We switched to Chevy.
For dependability.
For these guys.
And just look at it.
We switched to Chevy.
See for yourself why people are switching at the Chevy All-Star Open House.
Get 0% financing plus $2,000 cash allowance when you finance with GM Financial. Or get 20% below MSRP on all Silverado double cab pickups. See your Hawaii Chevy dealer.
Why do I love being a doctor at Kaiser Permanente? I get to practice in the place I grew up.
Because doctors are empowered to do what's right for you, not what an insurance plan approves.
When we pull up your records, we see your entire history from every Kaiser Permanente facility, so we can give you the best possible care.
Your primary care doctor, your specialists, it's great. We all work together as one team.
I don't just work here. I am a patient too. I wouldn't trust my family's health care to anyone else.
Aloha, I am Jackie Hoover, born and raised on Hawaii Island. As a native Hawaiian, I believe in TMT because of the opportunity it provides for Hawaii Island. We need jobs, education, and options. That is what our island home needs. A future where our keiki need not leave to pursue their dreams. A future where our island's economy remains diversified. A future with TMT.
This is a legal alert. A popular weed killer has been designated as a probable human carcinogen by the World Health Organization. Landscapers, those who work in the landscaping industry, farmers, and heavy exposure residential users where this popular weed killer is used are at risk for developing non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. If you or someone you love has been diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma and has been exposed to a popular weed killer, call Gallagher, DeRobertis, and Waxman here in Honolulu today.
We'll take you out to the South Shore earlier today. Some fun-sized waves out there. We had some big sets at times, but into Waikiki, while it got big, we didn't see those 8 to 10 footers we saw in some other spots. So a nice day to be out catching some waves. Certainly some big surf moving in. That surf on the way down as we head into tonight. So we're looking at 4 to 6 footers as we move into tomorrow. Tonight, possibly 5 to 8 footers in some of the bigger spots. But again, that'll be when those sets roll in, and certainly bigger locations will likely get closer to that 6, 7, maybe 8 footer range. Elsewhere, maybe not as bad in Waikiki. Tomorrow, 4 to 6 for South Shores, 2 to 3 for East, 2 to 4 for North, and 2 to 4 for West. So the swell on its way down. High surf advisory expires at 6 a.m. on Thursday. We have another small southwest swell on Sunday. Could see a bigger one next week by Tuesday into Wednesday. Another south-southwest swell on the way. Not much rain-wise here on Oahu. It's relatively quiet. Down towards Kauai, not much there as well. And Maui County and the Big Island also looking pretty good right now. We'll start to see those trade wind showers pick up tonight, mainly after 11 p.m., so kind of a late night event. Ivo, this is a new tropical storm that has developed down the eastern Pacific. Ivo, the name, winds are at 45 miles per hour. West-northwest motion coming in at 20, moving quickly. It'll turn more northwest eventually with time. This is going to kind of hug the coastline, and once it gets off those cooler waters south and west of California, you can see it just falls apart. So weakens as it hits that cooler water. Closer to home, we have this front we're watching, and these fronts, when they're north of the islands, they tend to lighten up our trades. So for tomorrow, we'll start to see a little lighter trades, and then they're going to be even lighter for Friday, unfortunately. So that's going to make it feel warmer. Most of the rain misses us. Could see a few more trade wind showers tomorrow night into Friday, but overall, the main effect will be those lighter winds. But by the weekend, so if you have plans in the weekend, we do have our trades back, so that's good news. Both Saturday and Sunday trades really start to build back on in. For tonight, more of the same, a lot like what we saw last night. 78 is the low late tonight, so early evening, it's dry for the most part. Past 10, 11 o'clock, we could see a light trade shower that's mainly windward and Malca spots. So if you have plans in the early evening, you should be looking pretty good. Not a whole lot of rain expected. 91 for tomorrow. A couple of light showers in the morning for windward and Malca spots. Hot afternoon. Trade winds a little bit lighter. That's going to make it feel even warmer. So for tomorrow and into Friday, a little lighter trades, making it feel even hotter. Temperatures still in the lower 90s. Over the weekend, we have our trades back. Good news. for the big football game at Aloha Stadium. You know what? We're going to be looking at those winds at 10 to 20 miles per hour. So trade winds build back on in. Coming up, we'll talk more about your island by island forecast at 6. You're watching KITV4 Island News at 5.
KITV4 Island News, sponsored by Hawaiian Electric Companies.
In case of a storm or natural disaster, are you ready? Put together a home survival kit with 14 days of water, food, and supplies. Make a plan about where to meet. With the Hawaiian Electric mobile app, you can report outages on Oahu and check when your power will be restored. Use your laptop, tablet, or smartphone. If you encounter downed power lines, stay away and call 911. Download our Emergency Preparedness Handbook. Hawaiian Electric, empowering you.
Kamehameha Federal Credit Union is here to support you through life's journey, assisting you with all your financial needs, from buying a new car to purchasing a home, to taking a family vacation, to celebrating life's special events. We're here to lend a hand every step of the way and give you peace of mind so you can concentrate on what's really important. E kokua pakahi kako. We help each other. Join our ohana today. Visit us in person at the Kamehameha Shopping Center or online at kamehamehafcu.org.
Hi, I'm Jerry Griffin, the owner of Discount Windows and Doors. Welcome to our showroom.
Come in for this month's special. Save 40% on Makai Windows and Doors. This month only and only from Discount Windows and Doors.
You've heard about our self-cleaning windows, especially designed for Hawaii. All of our quality products are offered at the very best prices. We even offer a price match guarantee. Discount Windows and Doors has been in business for more than 10 years with thousands of satisfied customers. Come and visit our Kaneohe showroom today.
Here's your Buick, sir.
Actually, that's my Buick.
How are we gonna fit in your mom's Buick?
Easy.
I like that new Buick.
Me too.
I was actually talking about that Buick.
I knew that.
Did you?
Buick's fresh new lineup is full of surprises. Current eligible non-GM owners and lessees get 20% below MSRP on most 2019 Buick Encore models. That's over $5,300 below MSRP on this 2019 Buick Encore Preferred.
Got a chip or star crack in your windshield and it's safety check time? Repair your windshield before you go. Your chip repair may even be free, depending on your insurance. Book now. Free quote at aceautoglass.net or call us.
Shop smart and save at FedMart's Labor Day sale. We're the only place that can scientifically fit you to a mattress. And right now, get twin mattresses starting at $97 and queen size mattresses from $297. Beat FedSmart. Shop FedMart.
All right, welcome back. Well, you know, we all do stuff and then we regret it later. Well, a girl who took a rock from the Great Smoky Mountains National Park during her visit, she felt guilty, so she decided to mail it back with an apology letter.
In Facebook, a Facebook post here, park rangers shared the letter, which was signed Karina. According to the post, Karina included a donation and a pencil drawing of a waterfall at the park. The rangers replied thanking Karina and assuring her the rock had been returned to its rightful location near the falls. In a separate post, though, rangers noted that taking or even moving rocks can threaten the eggs of the park's giant hellbender salamanders. And of course, here in the islands, we have our own reasons for not taking rocks.
Yeah, don't do it. That's the moral of the story.
Well, in California, 2 teens watching TV, they got a major surprise.
Yeah, take a look at this. A bear broke into their house and started rummaging through the fridge for a snack. It was all captured on a Nest camera in the living room. The teens say they heard footsteps and then heard Tupperware being opened. Yep, there he goes, being really loud and aggressive. You can then see the bear walk into the living room and dig into his stolen snack. I want to know what the snack was that was so good there.
So tasty.
All right, well, coming up on KITV4 Island News at 6 tonight, in his final term as mayor of Honolulu, Kirk Caldwell could be making a run for governor next month, right?
Mika Miyashima joining us from the newsroom.
Moani, Tom, the governor's seat opens up in 2022, and although nothing's been publicly announced, the mayor has scheduled a campaign fundraiser. In our Civil Beat segment this week, we explore who his potential opponents could be and what qualities could make him a good candidate to become the next governor of Hawaii.
Coming up next on World News Tonight with David Muir, details on a fiery plane crash in Northern California.
Experience the bold, crispy, mouth-watering flavors Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen is serving up in each and every bite, providing closed captioning for KITV4 Island News.
It's the Honda Summer Spectacular event. That means more euphoric feelings that come from getting a great deal on a Honda CR-V or HR-V. Or from getting a Pilot or Passport. All part of 2019's Best SUV brand. Hurry in today and experience the joy for yourself.
Get a great deal on the Honda HR-V, part of 2019's Best SUV brand, at the Honda Summer Spectacular event.
Introducing a better way to mobile. Spectrum Mobile is here. Get our unlimited data plan for just $45 per month per line with free nationwide talk and text to the neighbor islands, the mainland, and more. There are no added taxes and fees. Call 643-1333. And unlike other mobile providers, you don't have to get multiple lines to get our best price. With Spectrum Mobile's unlimited data plan, you'll save up to 40% every month. Call 643-1333 to switch. Switching is easy. You can bring your current phone or choose from the latest devices, all with no contracts. Need another option? Pay just for the data you use with our Buy the Gig plan. Spectrum Mobile's unlimited data plan, just $45 per month per line. Call 643-1333. Go to spectrummobile.com or visit a store today. Spectrum Mobile, a better way to mobile.
Tonight, the president again shifting his position on guns.
A lot of the people that put me where I am are strong believers in the Second Amendment.
So what does that mean for background checks and keeping Americans safe? World News Tonight with David Muir, America's most watched newscast.
Good evening, I'm Mika Miyashima on KITV4 Island News at 6 tonight. 11 and 12-year-olds from Maui are back in action at the Little League World Series. We have a live report from Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Join us tonight for KITV4 Island News at 6.
Diana Coe, weekends only on KITV4 Island News.
Tonight, breaking news as we come on the air in the West. The fiery jet crash in California. The images coming in now, the jet aborting takeoff and then bursting into flames. Multiple people on board and the miracle escape. Just days after a similar plane carrying Dale Earnhardt Jr. burst into flames after landing. Severe weather slamming the East Coast at this hour. Severe thunderstorm watches in effect tonight in New York City, Philadelphia, and Washington. And Ginger Z is standing by with the track. Also breaking as we come on tonight, the arrest at a Marriott, alleged threats against employees, and the discovery. Multiple firearms, hundreds of rounds of ammunition. We do have late reporting. President Trump abruptly canceling his trip to Denmark, saying he did not like how the prime minister responded when he wanted to buy Greenland, saying it's not for sale. The president calling her words nasty. The other plane crashed tonight, the man and woman on board then recording after the crash as they stand on the wing of the plane, floating in the ocean. The high school facing serious questions tonight, now multiple new incidents under scrutiny after images appearing to show students giving a Nazi salute. What's been discovered now? The new shark attack tonight, this time a child on the East Coast rushed to the hospital. And the fires raging at a record rate in Brazil's Amazon rainforest. Scientists tonight and their dire warning involving climate change. And Brazil's president tonight and who he's suddenly blaming. And America Strong tonight. She is the good luck charm times 100.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening. It's great to have you with us here on a very busy Wednesday night. And we begin tonight with that fiery plane crash in Northern California, the Cessna aborting takeoff and then bursting into flames, multiple people on board. Tonight, the images of that jet. You can see the flames, the smoke there. It had just been loaded with fuel. The pilot halted that takeoff at the last minute. Tonight, we are just learning about this miracle escape, how 10 people got out of that plane. The jet was already on fire. And this comes, of course, just days after a similar plane carrying Dale Earnhardt Jr. burst into flames after landing. ABC's David Curley, who covers aviation, leading us off again tonight.
That Cessna Citation bursting into flames after running through the end of a runway and crashing.
One plane fully involved off the runway, approximately a half acre of grass burning.
On the scene from our affiliate KRCR is reporter Brianna Haney.
It does look like they're getting a handle on those flames. It was causing a lot of smoke in the sky.
Once the fire was out, just a shell of the two-engine private jet remains. Investigators say the jet, having stopped for fuel, was taking off from Oroville in Northern California for a flight to Portland, Oregon, when for some reason the pilot decided to abort the takeoff. Apparently unable to stop in time. Tonight, word that all 10 aboard this jet escaped with their lives uninjured. It was just last week that another Cessna Citation ran through a runway, this time in Tennessee, and this jet owned by the NASCAR legend Dale Earnhardt Jr. In fact, you can see Earnhardt Jr., his wife, their baby daughter, 2 pilots, and the family dog exiting that burning jet. Investigators say Earnhardt Jr.'s jet was landing and hit the runway at least twice hard, its landing gear failing before running through that fence at the end of the runway.
So let's bring in David Curley with us live tonight. David, both plane crashes, of course, miraculously resulting in no serious injuries. And tonight, investigators already looking into what led to this aborted takeoff today?
That's what the NTSB will want to know, David. And from those pictures of the Citation coming to rest, the engines were still spinning. 10 very lucky people who were on board that jet.
No question about that. David Curley leading us off. Thank you. We are also watching the severe storms hitting the Northeast as we come on the air tonight. The thunderstorm watches from D.C. to Philly, New York City up through Boston. Wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour. Look at this. Drivers near Portland, Maine coping with heavy rain for the commute home. And cell phone video showing a tree coming down on top of a moving car in Decatur Township, Indiana. Tonight, we've been told the driver has been treated for minor injuries. Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z tracking it all as we go into the night. Hey, Ginger.
Hi, David. We just watched a severe thunderstorm blast through Midtown Manhattan, just south of us here. It has now moved to the east, as so many of these storms are. We've had up to 63-mile-per-hour winds at College Park, Maryland already reported. But from Annapolis up to, say, Connecticut, you're seeing severe thunderstorm warnings on the map right now. That means those storms are imminent, even a tornado warning right there in central Connecticut. These storms will start to die out, especially without the heating of the day. But tomorrow, we heat it right back up again. Another round of storms with that next low pressure system coming in tomorrow evening along the I-95 corridor. But you know what else is coming in? Much cooler air behind it, David.
All right, relief coming. We'll just have to wait for it. Ginger, thank you. We do have new reporting at this hour after news of an arrest late today. Authorities say a major threat at a Marriott hotel in Long Beach, California. An employee arrested after threatening to shoot up the hotel. They did find multiple firearms and hundreds of rounds of ammunition. And ABC's Adrian Banker tonight from California.
Tonight, police in Long Beach, California, seizing this arsenal of weapons, including an assault rifle, hundreds of rounds of ammunition, and high-capacity magazines from the home of a cook who worked at this airport Marriott hotel. Authorities arresting 37-year-old Rodolfo Montoya of Huntington Beach for making a criminal threat of violence against hotel employees and guests. The investigation into Montoya launched after a concerned hotel employee alerted authorities.
Suspect Montoya had clear plans, intent, and the means to carry out an act of violence that may have resulted in a mass casualty incident.
Police say a preliminary investigation has revealed Montoya was upset over a human resources matter.
And David, the police tell us that this is the perfect example of see something, say something. And that employee who first alerted authorities to the threat likely saved many lives. That suspect is now being held on $500,000 bail. David?
All right, Adrian Banker tonight on the breaking story in California. Thank you. Now to President Trump, who abruptly canceled his trip to Denmark, blaming the prime minister and her response when he said he wanted to buy Greenland. She said it was not for sale. The president called her response nasty. ABC's Kara Phillips at the White House.
President Trump today canceling his state visit to Denmark, saying he didn't like the way the country's prime minister dismissed his interest in buying Greenland.
Greenland was just an idea, just a thought. But I think when they say it was absurd and it was said in a very nasty, very sarcastic way, I said, we'll make it some other time.
The prime minister making it clear Greenland is not for sale. Thankfully, she said, the time where you buy and sell other countries and populations is over.
I thought that the prime minister's statement that it was absurd, it was an absurd idea, it was nasty. I thought it was an inappropriate statement. All she had to do is say, no, we wouldn't be interested.
The prime minister now joins a growing list of women the president has called nasty. Hillary Clinton, Nancy Pelosi, Senators Elizabeth Warren and Kamala Harris, even Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. His attack on Denmark comes as he escalates his attacks on American Jews who vote for Democrats. Today on Twitter, he thanked a conservative conspiracy theorist for saying Israeli Jews love Trump, quote, like he's the king of Israel, while American Jews don't even know what they're doing or saying anymore.
In my opinion, you vote for a Democrat, you're being very disloyal to Jewish people, and you're being very disloyal to Israel. And only weak people would say anything other than that.
Major Jewish organizations like the Anti-Defamation League outraged.
I will be exactly clear on what that was: anti-Semitism. The charge of disloyalty or dual loyalty has been used against Jews for thousands of years.
Today, the hashtag disloyal to Trump trending on Twitter. The president asked about his words concerning Jewish loyalty.
Isn't that anti-Semitic?
No. It's only in your head. It's only anti-Semitic in your head.
Kira Phillips with us live again tonight from the White House. And Kira, something else the president said today, getting a lot of attention tonight. You asked him about the possibility of a recession if he continues his trade war with China, and it was how he answered.
Taking America into a recession, is it worth it? And do Americans need to back that up?
The United States is doing phenomenally well. But one thing I have to do is economically take on China, because China has been ripping us off for many years. Somebody had to do it. I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it. So I'm taking on China.
Kira, he says he's the chosen one. That part was the part making headlines. And after a payroll tax cut was possible, according to the president this time last night, today that's not so?
That's right, David. Just 24 hours ago, the president said that he was considering cutting the payroll tax to help working Americans. But tonight, a bit of a reversal. He now says it's just not necessary, David.
Kira Phillips tonight, thank you. Now to stunning images of a small plane crash off the coast of California. The plane going down the waters near San Francisco. The tail seen in the ocean there. The pilot and passenger documenting themselves floating on the wing in the ocean. ABC's Will Carr from California tonight.
Tonight, this frightening moment caught on camera. Watch that single-engine plane skip along the Pacific Ocean and then crash. Seconds later, 34-year-old pilot David Lesh and his passenger record themselves incredibly standing on the wing just before the plane sinks.
There she goes.
At times, they laugh, then literally bob in the water waiting to be rescued.
I'm holding on to my window shades as a flotation device.
I'm on the seat cushion.
Yeah, we got a seat cushion here.
Lesh says his plane lost power just south of San Francisco on a sightseeing trip. His friends in a second plane recorded video of those heart-stopping moments. The Coast Guard quickly swept in, the two waving from the water, avoiding serious injury but stung by jellyfish before they were airlifted to safety.
I'm David Lesh.
Lesh, the owner of an outdoor clothing company, has a history of attention-grabbing behavior to promote his brand.
Our videos are provocative and edgy, but if you think that I crashed my brand new airplane into the Pacific as a publicity stunt, you need your head examined.
With the plane still at the bottom of the ocean, the NTSB tells us they're waiting for it to be recovered before they decide if they want to launch a full investigation. David.
Will Carr reporting tonight. Thank you, Will. Next this evening to that high school in California facing growing outrage over videos appearing to show teenagers giving a Nazi salute. Tonight, there are now new videos emerging, that school facing new scrutiny. And here again, Matt Gubman.
Those newly surfaced videos prompting school officials just south of Los Angeles to expand their investigation into allegations some students engaged in acts associated with Nazis and the Confederacy. In one video, you can see someone holding a German flag, appearing to high step and do the Sieg Heil salute. The image is emerging just days after this video. Students at an off-campus banquet last November appearing to do a Sieg Heil salute, one teen singing a German marching song associated with the Nazis. The Garden Grove School District telling ABC News it found out about that video months later, saying it strongly condemns the behavior and that it disciplined the students involved privately, but that it did not involve the larger school or district community in addressing the issue. That left parents and teachers from Pacifica High School outraged overnight.
You failed miserably.
And tonight, the Pacifica High School principal apologizing.
We are sorry that our investigation and our transparency with the Pacifica community fell drastically short.
And David, it is still unclear how those students were disciplined after that initial video surfaced. And tonight, that school principal reiterating that any student found engaging in either hate speech or activities will be punished. David.
Matt Gutman, thank you. Now to the anger from many Americans who have been demanding universal background checks. There are renewed calls after El Paso and Dayton. The president said after those recent mass shootings that he too wanted meaningful background checks. So what happened? Here's Mary Bruce.
Just after the massacres in Dayton and El Paso, President Trump said this time would be different.
There's a great appetite, and I mean a very strong appetite, for background checks, and I think we can bring up background checks like we've never had before.
Americans have been calling for change, too. In Iowa, Republican Senator Joni Ernst shouted down by voters demanding gun reforms.
A lot of the incidents that we see do come back to mental illness.
But President Trump has also been facing a different kind of pressure from the gun lobby. And now, 2 weeks after El Paso and Dayton, he's changing course.
We have a lot of background checks right now. Gun owners can tell you that, others can tell you that. But there are certain weaknesses. We want to fix the weaknesses. You know, it's a slippery slope, and that's what actually your gun owners and a lot of other people are concerned with.
Sources tell ABC News the president promised the head of the NRA, Wayne LaPierre, that he will not support universal background checks.
100 people a day die from guns. Do you see that as a public health emergency?
I do. And they die for a lot of other reasons, too. We're working on background checks. There are things we can do, but we already have very serious background checks. We have strong background checks.
After the Parkland shooting last year, the president welcomed survivors to the White House and made similar promises.
And I don't understand why I could still go in a store and buy a weapon of war.
Mary Bruce with us live tonight. Of course, that new polling, the most recent polling showing 89% of Americans support a strong background checks. And Mary, we know Parkland survivors today releasing their own plan calling for an assault weapons ban, universal background checks. And we heard the president say today, right there in your report, that we're working on background checks. Any more from the White House on what exactly he's talking about?
Well, the president, David, says he still has an appetite for background checks, but it's unclear tonight what exactly he's willing to support. And without clear guidance from the president, it's unlikely that Republicans in Congress are going to support any major changes. David.
Mary Bruce with us again tonight. Thank you, Mary. Overseas this evening, and 2 American service members have been killed in action in Afghanistan. NATO commanders reporting their deaths without revealing how or where it happened. 14 American troops have now been killed in combat-related incidents in Afghanistan this year. Now to the economy tonight and the alarming forecast involving the federal deficit. The nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office reporting the federal deficit will reach $960 billion by September 30th. That's the end of this fiscal year. The deficit, they say, on tap to reach $1 trillion in 2020, 2 years faster than expected. They cite President Trump's tax cuts, the trade war with China, and an increase in federal spending. There is still much more ahead on World News Tonight this Wednesday. The new shark attack, this time a little boy on the East Coast. Lifeguards jumping in before he's rushed to the hospital, and what we've learned tonight. Walmart now suing Tesla tonight. It does involve fires, not the cars, though. What's behind this lawsuit? And the new images coming in from the Amazon rainforest. Fires raging at a record pace tonight. The warning about climate change. And this evening, who the Brazilian president is now suddenly blaming for the fires. A lot more news ahead tonight. Stay tuned.
This is Mia. This is Mia's pulse. With pressure rising and racing. This is also Mia's pulse that her doctor keeps in check, so she can find balance. This is Mia's pulse, and now it's more stable than ever. This is what Medicare from Blue Cross Blue Shield does for Mia. And with over 80 years of healthcare expertise, imagine what we can do for you. This is the benefit of Blue.
Prevagen is the #1 pharmacist-recommended memory support brand. You can find it in the vitamin aisle in stores everywhere. Prevagen, healthier brain, better life.
My Beneful Superfood Blend has me feeling super healthy with salmon, cranberries. Oh, but we are not done yet. Here comes Superfood Wet with beef, salmon, and pumpkin. It's like a superfood sundae on a Monday.
Beneful Superfood Blend, dry and wet recipes.
If you have postmenopausal osteoporosis and a high risk for fracture, now might not be the best time to ask yourself, are my bones strong? Life's full of make or break moments. That's why it's so important to help reduce your risk of fracture with Prolia. Only Prolia is proven to help strengthen and protect bones from fracture with one shot every 6 months.
Do not take Prolia if you have low blood calcium, are pregnant, are allergic to it, or take Exjuva. Serious allergic reactions like low blood pressure, trouble breathing, throat tightness, face, lip, or tongue swelling, rash, itching, or hives have happened. Tell your doctor about dental problems, as severe jawbone problems may happen, or new or unusual pain in your hip, groin, or thigh, as unusual thigh bone fractures have occurred. Speak to your doctor before stopping Prolia, as spine and other bone fractures have occurred. Prolia can cause serious side effects like low blood calcium, serious infections, which could need hospitalization, skin problems, and severe bone, joint, or muscle pain.
Are you ready? Ask your doctor how Prolia can help strengthen your bones.
We turn next tonight to the fires raging in the Amazon rainforest. Scientists warn at a record pace, and this could be dire, they say, when it comes to climate change. And tonight, Brazil's president and who he's blaming. Here's ABC foreign correspondent James Longman.
Tonight, the Amazon rainforest, often called the planet's lungs, is struggling to breathe. Record fires causing massive devastation, nearly 73,000 detected by researchers so far this year, an 83% increase from 2018. The fires visible even from space, those white patches, not clouds, but smoke, powerful winds carrying it nearly 1,700 miles away to Sao Paulo. These images from Monday afternoon, drivers forced to use their headlights in the darkness. The major concern, how the wildfires could accelerate climate change. The Amazon rainforest produces 20% of the oxygen in the Earth's atmosphere, a vital defense against global warming. Tonight, Brazil's president, without evidence, suggesting environmental groups may have had a role in the fires as a ploy for money.
And David, President Bolsonaro's critics say he's harmed the rainforest since he took office, selling it off, they feel, to farmers, loggers and miners. David?
James Longman will stay on it. Thanks. When we come back here tonight, the doctor accused of being intoxicated on the job, now facing charges in the deaths of 3 patients. And that shark attack I mentioned off the East Coast, this time an 11-year-old boy rushed to the hospital. The Index is next.
I knew my daughter could be at risk of certain cancers later in life. From an infection, human papillomavirus. I knew that HPV could lead to certain cancers. I knew her risk for HPV increases as she gets older. I knew there was a vaccine available that could help protect her before she could be exposed to HPV. I knew. So I talked to my child's doctor. Now that you know that HPV can lead to certain cancers, don't wait. Talk to your child's doctor today.
Secondhand smoke caused me to have asthma attacks, infections, and lung damage, and I never smoked.
If you or someone you know wants free help to quit smoking, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
Let's be honest. You only talk about your insurance when you complain about it. Good point. That's why Esurance is making the whole experience surprisingly painless, so you never have to talk about it unless you're their spokesperson. Esurance. It's surprisingly painless.
Hi, I'm Joan London. Today's senior living communities have never been better, with amazing amenities like movie theaters, exercise rooms and swimming pools, public cafes, bars and bistros, even pet care services. And there's never been an easier way to get great advice. A Place for Mom is a free service that pairs you with a local advisor to help you sort through your options and find the perfect place. A Place for Mom. You know your family, we know senior living. Together we'll make the right choice.
Since my DVT blood clot, I was thinking, could there be another around the corner? Or could it turn out differently? I wanted to help protect myself. My doctor recommended Eliquis. Eliquis is proven to treat and help prevent another DVT or PE blood clot. Almost 98% of patients on Eliquis didn't experience another. And Eliquis has significantly less major bleeding than the standard treatment. Eliquis is FDA approved and has both.
Don't stop Eliquis unless your doctor tells you to. Eliquis can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve or abnormal bleeding. If you had a spinal injection while on Eliquis, call your doctor right away if you have tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. While taking Eliquis, you may bruise more easily, and it may take longer than usual for bleeding to stop. Seek immediate medical medical care for sudden signs of bleeding like unusual bruising. Eliquis may increase your bleeding risk if you take certain medicines. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures.
What's around the corner could be surprising. Ask your doctor about Eliquis.
To the Index, and a VA doctor already fired for being intoxicated on the job is now facing manslaughter charges in the deaths of 3 patients. Pathologist Robert Levy was indicted by a federal grand jury on 3 counts of involuntary manslaughter in connection with, quote, incorrect and misleading diagnoses that he allegedly made at the Veterans Affairs Hospital in Arkansas. Prosecutors say it resulted in the deaths of 3 patients. Levy has pleaded not guilty. Walmart is suing Tesla tonight over solar panels that they say went up in flames. The retailer claims fires broke out on 7 store rooftops across the country between 2012 and 2018, causing millions in damage. Tesla did not respond to a request for comment. And another shark attack today, this time an 11-year-old boy off the coast of Fort Lauderdale. Christian Mariani on vacation with his family wading in knee-deep water when he felt the shark, saying it almost felt like human teeth. Lifeguards jumping in, he was rushed to the hospital where he needed 17 stitches on his foot, but he is okay tonight. When we come back, America Strong. You've met her here before. She wasn't on the court, but she won March Madness. And what's happened now?
ABC World News Tonight with David Muir, sponsored by Aleve PM. Aleve PM for a better AM.
Too many people in pain settle for a restless night's sleep. There's a better choice. Aleve PM, the only one to combine a safe sleep aid and the 12-hour pain-relieving strength of Aleve that dares to last into the morning, so you feel refreshed. Aleve PM, there's a better choice.
Most homeowners draw a blank when asked what their home projects should cost. That's why at Home Advisor, you can see what others paid for similar jobs in your area. Start your next home project knowing what you should pay. Go to homeadvisor.com or download the free app.
You got a minute? I need your help. You see, 1 out of 6 vehicles have been recalled because of dangerous Takata airbags. One of them could be yours. Defective airbag parts can explode, causing serious injury, even death. Go to safeairbags.com and see if your vehicle is on the recall list. And if it is, get it fixed for free. It could save your life.
As parents, no one wants to get that phone call where your child has been diagnosed with cancer. Even as his father and as close as we are, I couldn't imagine being in his shoes. He's taught me that you can get through anything. I can't express enough how much I appreciate every single thing that St. Jude has done. At no cost means everything.
This is Fracture. Just upload an image, place your order, and it'll show up at your door, beautifully printed directly on glass. And this isn't just another frame, not just another canvas. This is new. This is a Fracture. Visit FractureMe.com and print one today.
Each year, Americans waste $21 billion by overpaying on car insurance. That's why I went to thezebra.com. Because while every company claims to save you money on car insurance, the Zebra shows you who actually can.
Compare car insurance for free at thezebra.com today.
It's tough to quit smoking cold turkey. So Chantix can help you quit slow turkey. Along with support, Chantix is proven to help you quit. With Chantix, you can keep smoking at first and ease into quitting. Chantix reduces the urge, so when the day arrives, you'll be more ready to kiss cigarettes goodbye. When you try to quit smoking, with or without Chantix, you may have nicotine withdrawal symptoms. Stop Chantix and get help right away if you have changes in behavior or thinking, aggression, hostility, depressed mood, suicidal thoughts or actions, seizures, new or worse heart or blood vessel problems, sleepwalking, or life-threatening allergic and skin reactions. Decrease alcohol use. Use caution driving or operating machinery. Tell your doctor if you've had mental health problems. The most common side effect is nausea. Quit smoking slow turkey. Talk to your doctor about Chantix.
It's gonna be hard to calm down over this.
Good morning, America. It's Taylor Swift, and I can't wait to perform in Central Park on August 22nd.
Tomorrow morning, Taylor Swift in concert. Tomorrow on
Good Morning, America.
Presented by Capital One.
Finally tonight here, she's America Strong 100 times over.
Make no mistake, this smile, Sister Jean Dolores, is the good luck charm.
And the dream is alive!
Last year, March Madness and Sister Jean Dolores Smith, the secret weapon of the Loyola Chicago Ramblers. At every game,
that's the guardian angel right there, Sister Jean.
That was all you, Sister Jean, the team's chaplain and chief cheerleader.
Good and gracious God, we're here today to beat Miami.
No offense, Miami. And I remember asking her about divine intervention.
I'm curious what you say to the team. We see them leaning over to you and kissing you and hugging you at the end of the game, but what do you say to them before they head out?
I say a prayer, but sometimes there's a little more than talking to God in the prayer.